I'm Jeff Gonzalez, president of Trident Concepts. I'm here with Brownell's Daily Defense, and today we're going to talk to you about home defense platform considerations. So, a lot of times people will ask me, well, what should I have for home defense? Should I have a handgun, or should I have a rifle, possibly a shotgun? Very good question. And there's a lot of considerations that you need to put on the table before you can actually make a good decision. Probably the first consideration is, who are the occupants? Is it just you and your spouse? Is it just you? Is it you, your spouse, and siblings or children? Is it you, your spouse, siblings, children, and extended family members, such as parents? So a lot of these questions need to be asked beforehand. And the reason being is what are the conditions of the family members? Can they move themselves? Can they be relied upon to move themselves in an emergency? Young children and elderly may not be able to do that. Elderly may not be able to move as quickly as we might want, and children may not be reliable enough to move the way that we want them. So that might mean more physical hands-on. The other thing that we have to consider is what type of house do we have? What type of living quarters are we in? Is it a single or multi-level? Is it a split ranch, or is it all confined in one single space? So these types of considerations are really important because, for instance, if there is a bump in the night and you go off to investigate or potentially go to secure your family members, such as your children, it might make more sense that you consider a handgun versus a rifle or shotgun. The simple fact is that we may need to have access to a hand to do something, and we can still fire a handgun with one hand. So that's a big thing. It also ties into our home defense plan. What are we going to do in the bump of the night? If you've talked about what to do in case of fire, well, your home defense plan is pretty much similar to that. How are we going to do? How are we going to divide the labor? Who's going to be doing this? Who's going to be doing that? It's an important consideration that you make if you are considering how to respond to these bumps in the night. The other thing you might want to think about is your neighborhood. Neighbors that you can send your children to in the case of an emergency, such as fire or, God forbid, something else. There are safe places that we want to be able to talk to our children and make sure that they understand that in times of emergency, this is where they go. And then, of course, all of this is going to be tied together with your skill level. The more education and training you get into these subject matters, the more advanced or the more diverse your home defense plan will get. And the one thing that I tell people is that what you might be doing today may be very different a year from now. Again, children grow up, they get older, they get more mature, they can be entrusted with more responsibilities. Likewise, elderly members of our family might also start to become a little bit more challenging to maneuver. So these types of things are going to change constantly. So you need to be thinking about, what am I going to be doing from one year to the next? So the hope is that this information is helping you to figure out what's in my best interest for my home defense platform. And it's not to say that any one is wrong, it's just really what are your particular situation, or what does your particular situation call for? So think it through, and whatever questions you might have, please feel free to post them down below. Until then, I'm Jeff Gonzalez. Take care and stay safe.